Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So, what have we got going on today? We have got this. Looks like it's filled up as much as it can because I can see a train of trucks coming to drop the dirt in over here instead. I'm going to mark that to not be emptied for the moment, I think. Just thinking that our trucks are very busy, and if I don't want them moving dirt if they don't need to. You can't reach a destination. Where are you trying to reach? You're trying to reach this. The reason you're trying to reach this is because it has no sand. It has no sand because they are over there. I would hope they would be moving. Oh, hang on a second. Yep. Okay. Yeah, no, that explains that. Let's move you over there. Now you have stuff to dig up. So you're going to go and do that. Excellent. We are struggling for sand, which is going to impact on something. Definitely our glass. Does anything else use sand? Yes, you do to make copper. So that's going to also impact our copper, which could obviously have a pretty massive impact. And we're also low on steel. We were a little low on limestone. Now I was looking at this just now. Our limestone belt is actually full. But assuming everything was running at full speed, including the glass mix, which uses 24, we probably do need a faster limestone belt. Although I think the glass mixer, it doesn't have its own dedicated one, that just pumps out there. Yeah, so we probably do need to do something about limestone. It is not getting out all that fast, unfortunately. It is Mark II up at this point. And then it stops being Mark II here. But the limestone belt is full and we're not really having any issues filling it. What we are having issues with is getting sand in. That is more of an issue for us. Is it time for us to add another excavator to the sand crew? We definitely need to go down a bit deeper as well. We've got a couple of reds. All pump has no resource to extract. That is amazing. That means we can delete you and you and you. And we'll also mark that to be deleted as well. We don't have enough maintenance 1. We don't have enough maintenance 1 because we're out of copper. We're out of copper because we're out of sand. We really, really need that sand. They should both be marked to prioritize sand. They are. But we are struggling with sand a fair bit. So maybe what we'll do is we will... Oh, that's also an issue. That's also an issue. We'll come over to the flattenator crew. We'll take one of your excavators off. We'll give you to the sand crew. And then we are going to have to think about... When they get in there, it looks like there's a good chunk of sand there. Yeah. But then we're going to have to sort of start digging down into things. The problem that we have is that we don't have any more vehicles we can make at the moment. We are capped out at our vehicle limit, which is a bit of a problem. Let's have a quick look at the dirt tower over here. Yeah, so if we move... Oh, let's try that again. Dirt tower, edit area. If we move this to here... And then say we can dump dirt this point and this point. That'll give some dirt some stuff to do. Yes, a high supply of depleted uranium. That's not great. That's not great. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one of those there. I'm going to unity that. And then we're going to have to... The trucks have to come down here, yes. In which case, we'll come off of this belt at a height of 4, which rather helpfully will fit under here. Bring this, turn off snapping, bring that to there, turn snapping on. Find somewhere it looks neat. There, it looks neat there. So let's do that. That'll help get the uranium out of there, and that one's already plugged into the recycling system. So that should be fine. Of course, the main thing we want to do today... Whoa, now, low food supply. That is not a message I anticipated seeing. Potatoes are fine. Bread's fine. Vegetables are actually going down. Fruit's fine. So corn is an issue. Sort of bizarrely, corn is an issue. Okay. So I do want to move all of my farms. I'm going to say corn and vegetables. Everything else is doing okay. So maybe we take... I think they're all potatoes and vegetables, aren't they? Your soybeans. But we need the soybeans for tofu. Maybe we take... No, the corn was low. The fruit was fine, wasn't it? Well, yeah, fine's a strong word. We've got enough fruit. Maybe we'll try swapping this fruit over to vegetables. I don't know if I've ever been short of vegetables before. We do have some extra in stock should we need them, of course. But that is an interesting message to receive. It kind of pushes this plan up quite significantly, doesn't it? How are we getting sand? Tell me we're getting sand in now. We are getting sand in, so we're going to start getting copper in, and we're going to start getting electronics very soon, which is going to start fixing our maintenance problem. Okay, so that's hopefully not too much of a concern. Sand is a concern. Yeah, maybe that pushes up our timetable of moving the farms up here. We can't do much about they're still digging. They're just still digging. And if we want to come across any more, then we're just going to have to wait a bit, aren't we? Anything we can do in the meantime? We can come down to here. Food consumption is reduced by 20%. Let's do that. It's going to take a little bit of our unity away, but it is going to stop that being a problem for now. We have finished building our last vehicle, so we have the full 230 in. That's fantastic. You guys have got oodles and oodles of iron. You've got oodles of copper. You've got, coal. You've got oodles of copper. We have a lot of trucks over here. I could free up quite a lot of trucks by just stopping this. No, what is it? H. I could just stop this. That will stop trucks. I don't know why it's so weirdly oriented over here sometimes. Obviously, it's going to make our tree harvesters go, but it is going to free up the trucks to do other things. And it's not like we're low on wood. It's not like we're low on wood. So I'm going to ignore the tree harvesters. That's fine. So what we do need today is... this. We need you. Electronics 3 and steel. Let's just grab a copy of you while we're there. Electronics 3 and steel. Where would we build this? Well, electronics 3 is here. And we have steel. Do we have steel on this belt somewhere? I'm not sure we do we? Yes, we do. We have steel there, which comes in from this one. So we could take that steel out of there. So where would we build that? Do we have another tier of electronics to come? Electronics. It's just showing me everything which makes utilizes electronics, which is a bit of a pain. Let's just skip to the end and work our way back. Yes, we do. We have electronics 4 coming at some point. So we would need to leave us, if we take one of these, at least this much space, let's say, for electronics, which means this could go about here-ish, which is a 2-belt system. So that would be just about fine to go there. Let's get rid of this one. Is that lined up? No, it'd have to go one to the left. Hold on a second. If I do this, I'm going to completely mess up. So we want you... Oh, it's on the bottom line. That's fine. So it's on this black line, and we want it lined up with those ones, which is there, I am pretty sure. Yes. So you would want to go there, which looks a bit weird at the moment, but that's fine. It's going to just be a lot of tree stuff at the moment. We should have electronics coming in. The problem being, of course, electronics is being used for all of this stuff. But we can't really stop any of this either. We need all that as well. Do we need another Electronics 1 production? Because we're not getting a lot coming down here to the maintenance 1s, really, are we? This one isn't moving, so it's not worth it. It's moving a little bit now. Let's pause that one. Let's not take them over there. And then let's pause this one. So they're not being fed into the construction parts, because we're not too concerned about that at the moment. That should help. It looks like they are starting to back up a little bit. Okay. Of course, what we do want to do is start upgrading these to the next tier of assemblers, bringing them up to the tier 4s so they can actually produce twice as much. The problem with that being, of course, that if we do that, then we have to have the teraflops for it, which is fine. We'll have the data centers, but then they're going to use twice as much resources. So if we take this one and upgrade this one, it uses 48 copper. We are currently making 48. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could support 4 of those, but copper also has to go over here as well, which uses 9. So it pretty much takes out one of them, so we could support 3 of those and only 3 of those, which would be less than we're producing at the moment, I think, which wouldn't be good. The other thing we could start thinking about doing at some point is upgrading the furnaces. So if we just take this momentarily, if we upgrade this, currently produces 48 molten copper. If we upgrade it once to an arc furnace, twice to an arc furnace 2, and tell it to do molten copper. So it would still then use produce 48 molten copper. It would require the same amount of copper ore crushed, the same amount of sand. It would use graphite in terms of... Hang on, what's the point of this? It just reduces the graphite cost and uses a bit of water. In my head, I was like, it'll increase the production, but it doesn't, does it? It's the same amount of production. It just changes the input products. Okay, so that's not really an option to solve a shortage of copper crisis. We just need more copper smelters. Okay. Okay, well... Hey diddly ho, not a lot we can do about it. So, going back to this. To make servers, we would need 4 electronics and 2 steel to get 1 up and running. We are currently making 6 electronics 3. What are you? Vehicle parts. Yeah, don't worry about it. I've immediately forgotten what we're doing. We're making 6. We're making 6, and we are currently using... nope, this one. Maybe 6, but that produces 240. We are currently utilizing, of maintenance 3, about 8. So we're not really using any there. Do they go anywhere else? Yes, they go down here, where we'd be using potentially 6. So we do sort of need more of those, but if we're needing more of those, we need more of these. Okay, this is maybe a bit of a problem for us then, isn't it? I'm just thinking a second. Okay, we are making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 24s. 7 times 24. Making 168 electronics 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So essentially half of it is going into the electronics 2. So 3.5. That leaves us 84 electronics 1. Electronics 1 goes down to these, which uses 16. So it's minus 16. It also goes into the maintenance, which uses another 36 minus 36, which leaves us 32. It also goes where? It also goes here, where we're using another 16. Minus 16. So we do have a surplus of electronics 1 at the moment. So it says. But this is not even attempting to build up, even with 2 belts paused. So that cannot be right, surely. Did I include these? I think I did. Or did I? That might be another 16. We don't really care about that at the moment. Let's pause those, although we're not having an issue with them down here. So I think we are producing exactly as many electronics 1 as we need, if everything is running, unless any go down here, which they definitely do. So actually we do have a deficit. We've got another 48 potentially being used here. That can't be right. That can't be right. So we've got... They've already been accounted for. And then we've got 16. 16. 36. Which one was it? This one? No. Yes. And then another 48. We've got a minus 32 deficit of electronics. So we definitely need more electronics 1. Okay, that's good to know. How many... We do have a slight... We have a significant... So how many did I say? Show me the actual thing. Minus 32. Remember, minus 32. Could not store all the soybeans after harvest. That is just because the belt is full. The belt is full because you have wheat on and the wheat can't get out of here. Why can't the wheat get out of here? Oh, because you're soybeans. Why are you soybeans? Because you were not set up to export soybeans. So you also need to export soybeans. This is soybeans, isn't it? Yes. So then we need another splitter about here. Or it's sorter, I should say. Flip. You're going to go there. You're going to take out the soybeans. You are going to connect down here just any way you can, quite frankly. And then you are going to just remove that. And then you've got more soybeans, so remove that. And then you should be free and clear. Cool. Okay, well that's that moving again. That's something. Low food supply again. That might be because that was a little bit backed up. That should be moving now. None of the other belts appear to be stuck. We're not getting a lot of fertilizer over there, but that might be a different problem altogether. We can work on all that after. So we want to focus on this. There's no point. We can't do data centers until we've done this, and we need to do this. Okay. So if we took an electronics, which makes 24, and we upgraded it, it makes 48. So we need to get 2 of those upgraded, which will double their requirements. So we will need an extra 12 rubber and an extra 24 copper. Okay, copper, we are making 24. They use 24, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 24 spare, but we're using that over there. So essentially we have no spare copper, which is problematic. We also have very little sand coming in. Very little sand coming in. You guys need to do something about that. So let's bring you down here. Let's put another... little ramp in here, which goes down to -6. Let's edit your area and expand you to include all of this. I'm also going to unassign or reassign the flattenator team. You are also going to be doing this. As long as it doesn't interfere with this dirt, which it doesn't, that's fantastic. Yeah, sand is a problem, particularly if we are about to upgrade this. If we wanted to do anything else for sand, quick trade, I can't see any sand there. Contracts, sand. There is no contract to import sand. We just need more vehicles. Where is the next vehicle management? It's there. I'm going to cancel this. I want this now. That is 8,000. That one was 14, so it should go faster than that. That being said, we are not producing any parts currently. We could flip that belt to get those in there, so that's something. So we do sort of need this running. Maintenance is back up and working, so let's unpause that belt, and I'm going to unpause that belt. Nope, I flipped it. Don't do that. I'm going to unpause that belt. So I do want all of this running again. I do want that vehicle management because I think we need to set up a secondary sand mine somewhere, which is just going to increase the demand on the trucks because they're going to have to bring the sand in from somewhere else because we have no other sand anywhere near us. Okay. Can you use anything else apart from sand? Does it have to be sand? It can't be manufactured sand. It cannot be manufactured sand. It has to be sand to get copper. And there's no other way of getting molten copper, which doesn't use sand. No. Or we go down to blast furnaces and have a lot of blast furnaces go in, which isn't ideal. And there's no way to make sand. Quartz crushed. Okay. Okay. We could crush quartz to make sand. That might be, rather than digging up another beach, that might be what we do. Because we have quartz here. Yes, we have quartz there. Do we have quartz anywhere else? You're not quartz? No, you're limestone. Is that literally like the only quartz we have? Oh, there are some the other side of that copper mine, a copper resource, and there's a whole bunch up there. That's all quite far away. The alternative, of course, is do we have a trade for quartz? We do. We could trade more vehicle parts for quartz. I don't like the idea of trading coal whilst we are still using it so heavily, obviously. We don't make solar cells, and I suspect steel, silicon, poly, and glass. That seems a bit costly. Let's go back to that. Where was that? Quartz. Let's say 8 modules just for the sake of it. And we'd need 700 of those. Vehicle parts. It's still glass and steel, but then it's vehicle parts 1, which are electronic. Oh, I don't know. I kind of feel like we've settled on using vehicle parts, but obviously computers are way out. They're not an option. That would get us 5,000 quartz, which would get us a lot of sand. I am beyond tempted to do that. That being said, we don't have another ship. Oh, we do. We have you. You're not being used. Okay. You are completely empty now, right? Sweet. Delete you. Delete you. Delete all of that. Okay. Okay. Because we do need... Oh, we desperately need more sand. Are the other excavators on their way? Can we see them? They are here. Here they come, look. Really need to get on top of this old sand business. I don't really want to Unity that. I do want to spend Unity, if we can, on these instead. Because trucks are currently spending a lot of time ferrying this back and forth, trying to empty these. If we do this, that saves them that job. And if we even Unity that, that is just gone now. So this area is now clear. There is a tiny bit of copper there, but the rest of that back wall looks done. Okay, that's good. That's good. And obviously we've taken the crew off of here. They should be just about here now. We do have a little bit of sand in there, but not a lot. Not a lot of sand. I would like to see more sand if we could. Where are you taking that sand? Well, you're going to go fuel up. That's absolutely fine. You're one of our hydrogen trucks. So these are all going to get to work now. Right, cargo depot has no module available. That's absolutely fine. We can solve that. So he's gone off to get more oil. Hang on, are you actually empty? You are. Okay. So I feel like you've probably just emptied out, because some of these are definitely not empty. That's fine though. Okay, so what do we want for quartz? I'm assuming quartz is a loose logistics, cargo docks. We want a small unit module, which we're going to put... Oh, it's annoying I put that there. Hang on a second. Let's... pop this here, pause this one, Unity this one. When I delete, can I just flip this in place? And if I unpause it? No, that doesn't work. That's fine. If we pause this one and then quick remove this, I'm hoping they go into there. They didn't. That's absolutely fine. Unity that. So you're still being told to bring in vehicle parts. We can flat conveyor you into there, and then you into there. I don't think trucks are going to need to get down there at any point, so that should be absolutely fine. We are then, I'm assuming, let me just check, loose storage, quartz, yes. Loose module, large, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. I was going to copy, or go over here and copy this belt work, can't I? So let's copy all of this. Bring this in here. It's fine, that one doesn't connect to anything because it's not supposed to. Although it looks like they are all in slightly the wrong place. Copy too much. Must be placed in a highlighted slot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're all connected to something there. And you would not be sulfur, you would be quartz. Perfect. That's fine. So I'd like to assign a contract. I would like more contracts. Can I even do the quartz contract? That's a good question. Can I spell quartz? That's a good question. No. I need to be higher with you. I have got a few of those queued up at the moment. I think it was the 180 one. Let's load that one up. And then let's load some crew on that ship. You've got a lot of electronics on you. You got a lot of stuff, including construction parts, actually. Yeah, okay. And then do we want to crush this right here? We either crush the sand here and then truck it over, or we could probably even belt it over, couldn't we? Or we'd have to belt the quartz over and then crush that somewhere. So I feel like we may as well crush this here. We have space. So we would need a crusher. And this is all linked. I haven't got too sidetracked. But we can't really do anything about our copper problem, which we're going to need to increase to get more electronics down until we solve the sand problem. So you are quartz. You are going to be changing quartz into quartz crushed. 288, which I'm assuming is 3 of those. So then we want 1, 2, 3 of those. You are going to be doing quartz crushed into sand. I'm going to copy you, put you there, and put you there. You need 288 input, which is going to be a big old 3 belt. And then we can probably get away with doing this here and exploiting the fact that oh, hang on. That these have sort of infinite throughput. So that's what we would need there. We would then need a big old bucket, which is going to sit about here. You are going to connect to there. Let's try that again. My mouse button's got stuck under something on my desk. You are going to connect to there. You are going to connect to there. So this is going to bring us in 5,000. Nope, I spelled quartz wrong again. Do I forget just how the English language works? You're going to bring us in 5,250 quartz. It's going to be a 1-to-1, isn't it? So that's 5,250 sand, essentially, once we processed it. You are... not you. You are using... no, yeah, you. You're not using a lot of sand. It's just that we're struggling to dig up a lot of sand at the moment. So I do want to get at least one of these in, get the sand crushed, just so we can stop these problems. Do we have a sand input box? We don't, do we? So what do you do if you have a full load of sand? Because you're set to reject single loads. I would really like to see a truck with nothing but sand. Because where do you go? Well, you deliver a piddly little bit of sand over there. Okay. But we don't have a direct sand drop-off point, do we? We have this... oh, we do. We have these buckets here. Okay, I take it back. We do have sand drop-off. That's absolutely fine. Is there a reason you're going all the way over there? That doesn't have like an... where are we? Gold? Gold? Do you have an import route or something? No, it wasn't gold. Wait, where was he taking that sand? Where was he taking that sand? It was the gold. I just couldn't see the box there. No, you don't have a specific import route. You're just being told to keep full. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So we need to get all of that built and that built. We probably don't have any vehicle 2 parts at the moment because we are not making them because we paused these belts. Let's unpause those belts. We do have a lot of sand in the system now, so that should be fine for the moment at least. Okay. Okay. We have a very severe flu epidemic going on, which has taken our health down to -1. That's fine. Food seems all right. Not amazing, but all right. We do have just too much soybean now. It's always something. It's always something that fills up. Sugar cane is absolutely ramadammed. If we see more sugar cane come in, we could be in trouble. We might have to build an extra storage, which is excessive, but let's keep an eye on that. I'm going to put a marker on this for if it's full, but I assume that's going to happen the next time we get a sugarcane delivery. How is everything looking? Bread is low now. Even though this is that just because we can't make enough bread? We are using demand of 11 bread, and this makes 24. Why have we got demand of bread? You make 16, you use 16, you make 24 bread. You have a demand of 11 bread. Well, how on earth is that possibly a thing? Is it just from where the belts got backed up? I'm assuming. I'm just going to assume that's the case. Right, this is all getting built. You are going to be a contract. We don't have you yet, but we have probably done this. Go off and repair that so we can get that contract done. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Ship. We are going to have to unpause this ship, which is going to take another 36 crew. We only have 43 people at the moment, so that's somewhat problematic. If we can start moving over to tier 4, that will actually alleviate that because it will start using less workers. Have I paused all of this? Yes, okay. Well, that's not going to help us then. I am a little concerned that our fuel, gas, and hydrogen are empty. Hydrogen in particular. Fuel gas less so. Because if that's being used to make hydrogen, whoopity-doo. But like, why aren't you running at the moment? Just because we're full of... So because we're full of naphtha, you're not running. You're making fuel gas, you're making diesel. Let's unpause a couple of those. Probably because we're making additional naphtha here. When the diesel's full, which it is. When the diesel's full, we come over here and make an additional potentially 36, 54 naphtha. Which 2 of those still won't be able to cope with. We don't use the naphtha for anything else. So I think I'm going to do that and just say, you all go crazy. You just burn as much naphtha as you can get through. They're all running. You guys are not. Why not? Because there is full hydrogen? There is not. Because that there has not been built. Okay. That'll solve that. That'll get running through the naphtha. That'll start making more fuel gas and hydrogen. That's excellent. And fuel gas doesn't get used to make naphtha, does it? No, that's absolutely fine. And the hydrogen obviously we'll just use to power our trucks. We may not want to convert any more trucks to hydrogen if we're seeing the hydrogen go down. So, over here, sign a contract. More contracts. QUAR. Quartz. Sign a contract. Quartz. You are set to quartz. You are set to quartz. You are all connected. You're just complaining because you're blocked. That's absolutely fine. We do need the vehicle parts. That's the thing we're missing. We don't have any workers, but we can pause all of those for the moment, which gets us 36 workers, which is just enough to get that running as soon as we get these vehicle parts in. We have a little entrance there for our vehicles to get through because we made silly pipes. How are the vehicle parts looking? Where are we? We're up here. Fine if we pause this. We're not going to be making any vehicles for a while, so let's get that paused. What are you waiting on? You're waiting on vehicle parts 1. So we should be working flat out, which makes 32. Yeah, so that should be making enough vehicle parts for all of you. And you seem like you have a pretty consistent input. So at no point should you be stopping working. It's what I'm saying. I'm saying just keep on going. Keep on trucking. Yeah, so we're starting to get a tiny little backup of sand. That's not a bad thing. It just means we're actually digging up a bit more sand now. We have dug this down here, which looks like we are pretty much at the bottom of the sand mine, so that's absolutely fine. Let's set a mining designation to go here. Whoa, that has done silly things. So we do want this going down. No, that's already flat. We want that going flat there. And then if we go from this end to stop it getting all confused. In fact, we just want that going straight in there, don't we? Like that. So that's giving them plenty to mine. We'll keep the Flatinator crew there for a minute. What we might end up doing is just swapping a few of them around. But as I say, there's not a lot we can do. We could... Well, what's this feed? This is a Mark II belt that's coming in to one of these and feeds 2 Mark II belts, which feed 2 Mark II belts into a Mark III belt. So we could make this belt a Mark III belt. And then if we do the same here... That'll get the sand into these buckets faster, which is just exactly what we want. We could also hook this bucket up over here directly. Could we do that in a sort of nice way? If we come here straight up to height 5. What do you mean? Meh. Not really an alternative route. Oh, so we could just plug you straight into this belt. Is there a nice way of doing that? It blocks off that route in there. Is that a problem? I don't feel like it is. I know trucks are using that, but it doesn't really matter, does it? They can just go around the outside. What did you just do then? So I say it's not a problem, but what did you just do? We don't need this or this anymore. Let's get rid of those. Right, so that's going to get sand from there automatically belted in. That's going to help a little bit. Sand is probably doing absolutely fine now. So the Flatinator crew can go back to doing their original job of doing this. Whether we might want to take a couple of their excavators away to give to the sand crew. Where are you, Flatinator? Nope, this one. Yeah, let's take another one. And we'll do that. Cool. Alright. Progress. Ish. May not feel like progress, but I promise you it's progress. So we don't have enough fuel gas down here being created to fill that. Why are we not making... We're making tiny trace amounts of fuel gas, which are probably being used for this boiler over everything else. Because I'm not getting a lot of excess food down here anymore, for obvious reasons. Yeah, I don't think we need to really store that much soybean anymore. So we want to output to belts. No, it should be outputting anyway. Is this the belt that we paused? Yeah, let's unpause that belt to get that doing some stuff. Corn, I'm assuming we are still processing when it comes in. Although that's actually not quite full. And the belts aren't full. So it's not going to be processing. It's not going to be sending it down for excess food until the belts are actually full over here, is it? Which is fine. That makes sense. Why is bread still suffering? I don't understand bread. What don't I understand about bread? We've got plenty of wheat. The animal feed is full. Ah! Ah ha ha ha! I did not notice that before. You are full because the compost is full. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Where do we make the dirt? That's here. Let's take this away. Let's get a U-shaped balancer. We're going to plug that in there. We're going to get that built. This is going to prioritize this output. If it cannot output over there, it is going to come into a storage for dirt. I was really hoping you'd fit under there. If I do a smaller one, it will fit, won't it? Yeah. Well, not really. Okay, might as well do a bigger one then. Let's tuck this in here so it's slightly more out of the way. Something like a tile. It's okay, yeah, fine. Let's put it there. And then you are going to plug into this. You are going to be dirt. I want you to be kept empty. Ideally with quite a high priority, but again, I feel like we've done high priorities all over the place. So because it can't send dirt down there, it will send dirt out here to this box. Dirt is being used absolutely nowhere at the moment. Why is dirt being used absolutely nowhere at the moment? I think people just aren't taking up a lot of dirt. Where are you taking this dirt, my friend? You're just going to go and dump it in this box. Which is fine, but why not dump it over here? You can dump dirt over here. You have been told to level this area. I don't know why you're not doing that, but okay. Is what it is. Is what it is. Let's see if someone picks up dirt from here. You picked up some rock. You picked up some rock. You guys are dropping stuff off. Someone pick up dirt. Oh, come on, you were right next to the dirt. Yeah, we really need to get some of this stuff upgraded, but I really can't do that. I mean, the sand situation is pretty sorted. So maybe we'll have another go at figuring out the numbers in a minute. Dirt! You must be getting some fuel. That fuel gas is prioritized here. So I think you are running, just not very often at all. In fact, not often enough at all for us to continue making construction parts. Which is concerning. Which is concerning. But if we can get some of this dirt out of... some of this dirt out of here, that'll get the animal feed out of the way. If we can get the animal feed out of the way, we'll get some bread. Hooray. It's not really going to help the fuel gas situation, but it's going to help my situation. So that's coming into there. That's great. Yeah. I thought this was going to be a really productive video. Instead, it's been one of those, like, let's tidy up after ourselves videos. So I know we did all these numbers, but I've immediately forgotten what they were. So bear with me a minute. Bear with me a minute. Okay, so I've done some maths. It was challenging for me. Had to use a calculator. Right. It's terrible. It's terrible. PCBs, we are currently making 36 of. We are using 42 in electronics 2. We're not making enough PCBs. I don't know why this box is still full. Because in theory, I mean, the electronics 2 box is full, which I suppose is why. But yeah, so we're not making enough PCBs, so we need another PCB. So let's pop that down. That's something we need. We're just going to pop that there for now so it's out of the way. Okay, that extra one would get us another 12 and would take us up to 48, which would be enough to cover us if everything was running at full whack. Copper, we have an excess of copper of 12. Assuming we have all the input goods, we are 12 plus on copper, so go us. Electronics 1, we are making 168 electronics 1. If you total up all the potential places they might be used, which is electronics 2, vehicle parts 1, maintenance 1, CP2, construction parts, there we go. Construction parts 2 and also lab equipment 1, we are minus 32 for electronics 1. Minus 32, which means we need another 2 of those, which means we need another 48 copper, which means we need, I said we were 12 up on copper. So that would give us 36, so we need another 2 copper to support that. Okay, excellent. I don't think anything else is a concern for electronics 1. Rubber would be fine, I think, if we added another 2 in, because it only uses 6 rubber. I think rubber would be fine, yes. Low food supply again, and there definitely isn't. It's just that it's getting to that 12-month mark. Yeah, the excess wheat we are chucking out. Sorry, the excess soybean we're chucking out. This should be... Why is this still not running? Just because this doesn't run very fast. And it's producing compost, and there's a lot of compost on the belt, is the short answer. So we're taking dirt out, but only as fast as the dirt can get made. Well, do you know what? We're going to need animal feed at some point. When we get to chickens, we're going to need a lot of animal feed. So we're just going to do this. And we're going to get a loose connector. I'm going to pop that there. And we're going to unity this. And we're just going to take that animal feed off the belt. It's no longer going to be a concern because that's going to hold up the tofu, it's going to hold up the bread. We really need that bread going. Okay, so yes, rubber wouldn't be a concern. Then we have electronics 2. We are making 42 electronics 2. We are using it in electronics 3, maintenance 2, construction parts 4, vehicle parts 3, and lab equipment 3. We are minus 18 for electronics 2. I think I'm going to have to just cut these bits and just put them somewhere where there's a bit more space because we're going to start running out quite soon. Right, so we are minus 18 for electronics 2, which means we need 3 of these. If we have 3 of those, we need another 36 electronics 1, which means we need another 2 of these. If we have another 2 of those, we need another 2 of those. This can't be right, can it? And then electronics 3, we are making 6 currently. We are using 6 in maintenance 3 and 6 in lab equipment 4. Now, some of this isn't quite true because obviously when things get filled, when we have enough of, the various construction parts, we're not actually using those bits. So at the moment, this is full of construction parts 4, so we're not actually using electronics 2 down there. This is just if everything is running full whack, this is what we'd need. We are minus 6 for electronics 3. These make 3 each, so we'd need 2 more of these. If we have 2 more of these, we need 12 more electronics 2, which means we need 2 more electronics 2. If we have 2 more electronics 2, we need another 24 electronics, which means we need another 1 of these. If we have another 1 of those, we need another 1 of these, because it is 24 to 24. This is starting to look quite horrible, isn't it? This is suddenly a massive, massive thing. And this would only get us to even. Also, I didn't account for the additional PCBs we would need in electronics 2, which is these ones. So we'd need another 12. Nope, we'd need another 12, 24, 30. We'd need another 30 PCBs. They currently produce 12, so we'd need another 3 of those. I mean, blimey Charlie. That is a fairly significant expansion. Obviously, we can get around the sort of space requirements by upgrading them to Mark IVs. We do need an extra 5 copper smelters online. Copper electrolysis, not actual furnaces. Just 5 of these. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've only got 8 we can possibly do. So that's going to take up half of our remaining copper smelting estate. That's going to mean we're going to need to bring this other mixer online. And this is all fine. This is all doable. You need 6. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we do that, we're going to have to start upgrading the... that one's already in Mark II, so that should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I'm going to have to start upgrading bits of this. I'm just going to do this now while I think about it, because I feel like that's the sort of thing that would be really easy to miss. So if we do this until there are... down to there, then downstream there are 8. That should be fine. Okay. But if we want to get, and we also need to figure out how many of the, and what is this one? Electronics 3. You should be, why are you, oh no, you're the server. Yeah, that's where we're going to build the server at some point. So we also need to figure out what this would be if we upgraded it to Lab 4s. So if we upgraded this one, it makes double, so we only need half, so we can get rid of 2 of them. Maybe we could get rid of another one if we upgraded one of the existing ones. We could possibly get away with that. So we need to build this. This is going to be our upgrade. We need to upgrade one of these. We need to build 2 more. Let's just move that there. Put that here. Build, upgrade. There's not a lot we can do about these. We just have to build them. There. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong thing. I want to get rid of that surfaces thing because that's starting to frustrate me. You're going to go there.
So that's electronics 1. Electronics 2, we would only need 1 of. Nope, because there's a whole bunch over there. So we have 5 of them, so we would need 3. We could probably get away with building 2. Building 2. And upgrading 1. 2 Mark 4s. Don't know that that's the case. It's a maybe. And we need 1 of those. We only have 1 PCB? I feel like that's not right. I feel like that's not right at all. Because we've got 12, 20, and then they only make 12. So we need at least... I feel like I've definitely deleted some somewhere. So we're currently -6. And we would need another 24, 30. So we'd need 36. So we'd need 3 of these. So let's say we upgrade 1 and we build 1. Oops-a-diddly. So that's not so bad. It does mean we need to build quite a lot. It also means we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30 teraflops. We can probably manage 30 teraflops, and a couple of those are currently paused. So let's think about doing this. It's going to have a fairly significant impact on our power, but there's not a lot we can do about that. I'm also not sure if copper can keep up with demand. So the other thing we need to do is think about belting this in as well, because we are suddenly going to have like a significant increase in copper. And as it stands, we've got no copper. Where's our copper ore? Yep, as of right now, we basically have no copper ore, which means this probably isn't digging very much up, which means we definitely need to belt this in. I would like to take this directly over this mountain in some horrible fashion. I don't know how well that works with belts. Let us find out. We're going to take this up to height 5. I want this to go somewhere relatively sensible first in terms of pillars, because I want to make sure I'm not there then. I want to make sure our trucks can get through. And then if I wanted to take this up the mountain, how is this going to work? Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so you're going to go there. You're going to go somewhere over here. I'd like you not to be doubling back on yourself, ideally. But I feel like you're going to, so it's fine. Oh, there's one spot there which wasn't horrible. Oh, there. And you, I'd like you to come... Oh, okay, you're going to go there, you're going to go there, that's fine. Can we take you back so you're there? And then bring you down here. Ideally, if we could keep this on this mountain, sort of following this water pipe for now, that would be just perfect. I mean, perfect's a strong word. But we want to try and keep this out of the way if we can. We could probably bring it down. Yeah, if we come down to like here. I don't know if I'm going to get down this. That seems... Oh, no, I have faith. I have faith. And then let's come down to there. Okay. Now we're going to need to keep this next to these ones. What are you doing there? Because if we put it underneath, trucks can't get under, but then that's not actually a concern. So do go underneath them. That's absolutely fine. I've changed my mind. because I did all the maths, I have genuinely no idea how long this video is. So maybe we will belt this in. And then call it there. Why do you suddenly go down a level? Because the iron suddenly goes down a level. Okay. I mean, whatever. So this, as you can see, there is an expense at the top. The expense is going to be, I'm going to call it astronomical. But there is very little we can do about that. Let's try and keep to these pillars, although the pillars are in incredibly stupid places. Didn't want to do that. And annoyingly, that's going to now break it into two parts, which I would rather not have had. But hey diddly ho. Where is the copper bucket? It is this one here. So I'm going to have to try and come through here somewhere. Can you tell my voice is going? Is it obvious? I mean, there's literally nowhere for it to go. Literally nowhere. It's a bit stupid, but I'm sort of tempted just to put another bridge in. We could try and fix that mess, and we are going to have to at some point, because it is obviously terrible. But if we just put another bridge in, like here, get that built before they all start complaining about, whoa there. If I could then snap onto this, bring this down to here, bring this out to here, and at this point, oh, I did it perfect. We can put that there. Trucks are still going to need to get there, but they can come around there to do that. Let's just watch this dude. He should be able to go over there, drive up there. I do love they have to do little 3-point turns rather than sort of ridiculous style things. And you can drop that off there. Perfect. Okay. Don't have enough rubber. Don't have enough rubber. But that is important. We need that copper belted in because we are about to increase our copper use by, well, essentially, what did I say we needed? Another 5. So we need to get 3 of these up and running. So that's going to be an extra 150 copper per minute we need to bring in. And at least that does save the trucks. It does save truck effort. I wish that you could sort of part deliver stuff. Now we're waiting for trucks to do stuff, and I wish they would just not. We can't even hold enough rubber in stock for us to do that. Let's do that. That'll help. How are we doing over here? We have fuel gas. We still have full naphtha, which is quite surprising. Quite surprising based on the fact that we have all of those running now. But we're probably using less diesel. It looks like hydrogen's gone up a bit as well, so I'm quite happy with that situation. We have a low supply of rubber. Yeah, no, that one does not need an alert. I do not care. Yeah, they're all coming over here to collect it all now. Yes. We have a low supply of steel. That is... so yeah, we're essentially making enough steel to feed these. Not necessarily enough to feed anything else. So if this is emptying at a rate that these cannot support, we are just going to use all of our steel. So that's going to constantly be struggling a little bit, particularly when we need to build construction parts. I would love to get this made. I would love to get this made. I suppose I could speed the game up. That might help. And I'd love to get this researched, but we're only doing 16 up to. Wait, we're using 16, but I thought we could do 12. And we're only making 48. And this uses 16, 32. No, it uses 48, so that should be fine. And that belt shouldn't be getting backed up at all. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that should be okay. How are we doing? I just want to have a quick look at this. We're full of gold, which is fine, but it's going to cause a problem if this belt backs up. Oh, that was the other thing. I noticed this as well. I noticed this. These are all blocked up. We're not making microchips at the moment. So our microchip store is basically empty. There's a little bit in there, but not a lot. These have all backed up. These are full of 1As. These are full of 1Bs. These are full of 1Cs. This belt is full. This belt has got silicon wafers on, but it can't build the silicon wafers because it can't get rid of the 1A. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty this belt, which is going to get all the outputs moving, which is what's holding us up, which is what's causing us to not use all of the gold up. You are full of stuff again, but you're moving, but you're all backed up again. Okay, you're moving. You're moving, you're moving. You're all stuck. Nope, you're moving. Okay. It might just about be working again. I don't know whether this freaked out at some point. Like there was a slight pause in the traffic up here, but that seems to be working again. Okay, so these were temporary. We don't need to worry about those. That is where we're going to put that. That is all the stuff we need to build. That's the stuff we need to upgrade. Those are the amount of copper things we need to make. And like I say, that doesn't account for the steel or anything else. And we have 96 workers, but remember, the assembly 4s use 2 workers, the assembly 3s use 8 workers. So for each of these we upgrade, which is going to be 3 of them, we're going to get 4 workers back. We are still going to need workers for those, and they do also have a power increase as well from 150 kilowatts to 250 kilowatts. They also go from maintenance 1 to maintenance 2. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we'll just have to build it and see if they come. So copper is currently fine. Which, when I look at my numbers, I'm like, well, copper should be fine. We should be making more copper than we could use. But, like, everything else should be basically empty. Electronics 1 is used for the electronics 2. But electronics 2 is pretty full. Probably because... I don't know if we paused anything at the moment. We haven't paused that. We haven't paused this. We haven't paused this. So nothing's actually paused. So in theory, it should all be going down. And I'm a little bit surprised that it's not. Truth be told. It does make me wonder if I have, like, a bottleneck somewhere in terms of the belts. It's like this is taking 24 electronics 1. These... Sorry, 24? 12. 12. 24, 48, 60. So now that 60 belt should be absolutely fine. Yeah, the only thing we're not making is the electronics, is the construction parts 4. And the construction parts 4 used 12 electronics 2. Electronics 2. So if we're not using those 12, that means we've only got a -6. Which could somewhat explain that. Okay, it's about time to finish up. I don't know how long as I said, that I spent doing maths. This is still moving, which is absolutely fine. We're not making a lot of microchips, but it's hopefully enough to keep up with demand. Is it going to be enough to keep up with demand once we build another 2 of those? So that's going to double our microchip demand. Honestly, don't know. We might have to move this into a... I suppose we could do like a 2-lane setup. So we have... We just build it all again. We just take this and stick it at the end here. And have it all feeding back into... No, have that feed into a different balance? How would that work? No, we'd have it down here. We'd have it down here and we'd feed this belt into them. That's what we would do. Would that work? Because first of all, we'd have to get microchips 1. I suppose we don't have to get microchips 1 down there, do we? We just have to get whatever's on that belt down there. I feel like that would work. But if we're going to build 12 of them, we may as well just build a row of 12 of them, doing all the different things separately, so it never ever backs up, right? And if we have 12 of them, we are then producing 12 microchips a minute, which would be exactly what we need to support 4 of those. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot of stuff for us to look at doing next time. The flattenator crew is still busy flattenating this mountain. That's wonderful. You are coming over here to do... Why is there this... Oh, they've only just built this belt. Right, so you should no longer be exporting. And I'm guessing the coal we do need to export. The iron ore we don't need to export. So that should be fine. That should be absolutely fine. All of our copper is going to get... As I was saying before my software crashed, all of our copper is going to get belted over. We need to move these belts to match this. Whether we do something stupid like this is probably not very efficient. But we could take this belt and sling it across here in some horrible, horrible way. And do the same maybe with the iron's a bit more of a pain. Iron's a bit more of a pain. I don't know exactly how... So as if we're saying that's sort of the end... Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll think about what we're going to do with that. But we've got all this space for activities. So we are very nearly there where we can think about starting to plan our food production unit. Gold, we have oodles and oodles and oodles and caboodles of gold. I feel like... No, I was going to say I feel like we need some sort of priority here, but we don't because that's just belted straight in. But that has now finished making all of that. This is still moving, so the gold is actually being used up. What I might do is just take this down to like 320 so that trucks will leave a little bit of room there so this can always make stuff from the recycled gold that's coming in. That makes sense to me. Cool. What else have we done today? We've started getting a little bit more dirt down here, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't really look like they've done a lot. It's hard to tell, I suppose. We are dumping so much rock and stuff. We have hit the max vehicle count. Nothing we can do about that. We have had a bit of a moment of panic with sand. We have imported some quartz to turn into sand, but I no longer know if that's necessary. We're going to pause that truck. And I'm going to pause that belt as well. There's no point in filling this up with vehicle parts that we don't necessarily need. Let's let them crack on with using the vehicle parts for more interesting things. We could look at turning this on and turning all of this into sand just so we have a sand backup. Because that's what this is. It's similar to the sulfur. The sulfur one is there as a backup. We have a lot of sand coming in down here now. We have doubled the amount of excavators working in this mine. Yeah, there are 2 of them sat there hugging each other weirdly. So we've doubled the number of excavators there. We currently have a lot of sand. We've also belted this sand directly into this sand belt just to try to make sure that we really keep this as full as possible. We have no iron, but the iron is there. We have no copper, but the copper has just arrived. What fortuitous timing you have, copper belt. So remember, this iron doesn't go into this storage. This iron goes directly up here. The copper and the coal do join these storages. So the copper is coming in. It's filling those belts. We've got two 200s coming out of there. They only fill that one bucket. Oh no, because there's another one underneath, so that's fine. So we have quite a fast belt coming in, and then quite slow belts going out. So let's upgrade those. That is clearly not going to be fast enough. Does that go all the way to where they meet up? Yes, it does. Okay, perfect. So that is copper coming in, which is good. So that belt can potentially carry 450. A crusher takes 192, so maybe 400-ish being used. The flattenators ran out of things to mine, but we'll deal with that next time. Awesome. Right, yeah, not quite the video as I was expecting. A lot more sort of preparation, tidy up work, but needs must, people, needs must. We are one step closer to getting this done. The flattenator crew has gone right up to this edge here. Do we want them to come into here and start doing more of this? I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a farm measurement next time and see what we think. I mean, it looks like a lot of space. No, I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to do it now. I'm doing that thing that I do. We have dug right down into the iron mine, and we need to go down a bit further. The copper mine is... Oh, it's so nearly done. It's tragically close to being finished. We need to do a little bit of digging here just to try and finish off the iron mine. The copper mine, and then we can get that filled in, which will just be beautiful. I might turn like this. We can either flatten this off somewhere, pick a point and then make it square, which might depend on how much space we think the food processing and farms are going to take up. So maybe we want to bring this out a bit more and sort of square it up here. Or do we want to just put like a lovely, nice, massive ramp in here? It's not overly big. What is that in terms of squares? It's hard to tell, isn't it? It's about 2 big squares. That's not huge. If we just turn this into one massive ramp all the way down here, I think that would look quite sweet. But then do we need the space? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I suppose whatever we do, everything in this game is temporary. Everything is temporary. Like we built this stuff here and then we deleted a bunch to squash it up. So yeah, I don't think any of it's going to stay around forever. Apart from maybe this. Because we have space to expand here. It's all great. There is someone in the comments, I apologise, I've forgotten your name, but he has told me off a couple of times for building stuff too compact. And when I had to, the Nuclear 2 video has just gone up. That's how far ahead I am with the recordings. And when I had to rebuild all this, he was like, told ya. Told ya. Knew that was going to happen. Leave more space for your builds. It's a bit easier with these because I sort of know what to expect. I didn't really know what to expect from Nuclear, having never done it, but that's what this game is. It's a learning experience. It's just a continuous stream of learning experiences. Excellent. Hope you are continuing to enjoy Captain of Industry. If you are, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time, and as always, thank you very much for joining me.